Hi there. In this lecture we join Magnus Carlsen against Peter Leko. This is in the 2009 Pearl Spring Chess Tournament round 1. So it starts off e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and we have the Scotch game, so maybe influenced by Kasparov as a coach of Magnus Carlsen, because Kasparov has used the Scotch game as a surprise weapon. We have bishop e3 here, queen f6, c3, knight g e7, bishop c4, knight e5, the bishop drops back, queen g6, and now white castles, d6. Now taking the pawn on e4 is a bit risky here. One of the key moves is actually knight d2, and here for example c4, queen d6, knight e4, we're going to end up with a significant advantage getting that dark square bishop, for example here, and then this is a very strong position. Very strong position indeed. That would be the key move, knight d2. If the bishop goes to, if the queen goes to g6, then bishop h5, queen d3, knight 4 to f3. So the king still is stuck in the center. We've unveiled an attack on c5 as well as e5. If knight takes f3, queen takes f3. So still with bishop takes c5 as a threat, but we're also now on f7. So this is a very dangerous position. Bishop takes e3, queen takes f7, check, f takes, queen takes, the king's stuck in the center and could be, mated. So yeah, this is absolutely the key move, knight d2, not knight b5. That might seem a bit tempting, but black can actually just play to sacrifice the rook and have a small edge here. That's not the right recipe. It's actually knight d2. Okay, so anyway, d6, ignoring the e4 pawn, and now actually f4 is played here, which is kind of novel. So usually f3 is played, protecting the e4 pawn now, and white has a small edge here after knight d2. This is a small edge, but we have this kind of positional gambit, strategic gambit. Gambitier hat is being put on. So queen takes e4 tried now, because isn't it, the queen is attacking the bishop. We have bishop f2. So what is white's compensation here? Okay, we have bishop takes d4, so we've got a dark square bishop without a counterpart. And now after knight g6, g3. If we don't play g3, if we play knight c3, queen takes f4 as possible, knight b5, black could castle, let c7 go, and black has a small edge overall. So anyway, g3 is played, and it's here that black could have stopped some of the goals of this kind of strategic gambit, positional gambit here. Black could have actually stopped some of the goals. There's a big improvement on castling, which seems natural, but if black plays bishop h3, white has to defend against queen g2 mate, and say bishop f3, queen f5, but there's still the threat against the rook. So let's say rook e1, black now plays d5 here to stop white playing d5 and gaining a space advantage. This seems to be absolutely the best way for black to play. So queen b3, b7 can be ignored, black can leave b7 to be taken. Let's say we put more pressure on d5, c6, and black's doing pretty well here actually. If a4, bishop g4, black has a significant advantage. If we take on b7, rook f to b8, queen f6 is a really cool move here, which means that c6 is adequately protected and also vacating f5 for the knight. So here knight a4, knight f5, and black has a small edge. So yes, this was the opportunity black missed to try and stop white gaining a space advantage. In the game, after castling, we see knight c3 first, and now d5. This cements a space advantage and kind of fixes in a way the backward pawn on the c file. White has got very strong compensation here, and this dark square bishop without a counterpart, of course, could be a formidable weapon later. We see a6, rook e1, king h8, rook c1, bishop d7, bishop f3. So black's pretty cramped. Queen b3, and this is teasing the queen side to be weakened. We have b5. Knight e2, the knight's rerouting to d4 now. That's a nice square. Queen h3, knight d4. So look how much pressure is on the queen side, and black hasn't got any major pawn breaks. We have bishop g4, the bishop drops back, queen h5, h4. So it's tempting black maybe to sacrifice a knight, but it's like restricting black's pieces further and stopping any bishop h3. It has great functionality. We have knight g8, which actually makes things worse for black. It's got a weakness of the last move. Weakness of the last move, observer hat c6 has just been weakened. So that's a new opportunity in the position. If instead h6, keeping the knight as a defense of c6, we could play rook c3, knight f5, knight f3, rook f to e8, and this is just an even position. So anyway, after knight g8, the opportunity is taken. You know, rook c6, thanks to the knight not standing on e7. We have knight f6, rook takes a6, bishop d7, knight takes b5. Yeah, the queen side is being torn apart. Rook b8, a4. It's not a major self-pin because of a4. Knight g4, bishop f3. That's an annoying pin for moments. Unpinning. Queen c4. We have knight takes h4. So black's trying something here. But otherwise, black's just going downhill without any fight. So this is trying something. Knight takes h4. Now, bishop takes g4 is the careful, correct way to play. Not immediate g takes, because then we lose our dark square bishop, and we're weak on dark squares a bit. Bishop h3 check, and we get attacked. This is a nasty attack. So bishop takes g4 is correct, removing one of the key attacking pieces, and hitting the bishop at d7. We have bishop takes g4. Yeah, if the knight moves, we're going to take on d7. So bishop takes g4. We have g takes h4, bishop f3. So it looks really dangerous for queen g6. Guess what is a preventative move now for 10 points? Yeah, f5 prevents queen g6 check. We have queen h5, queen f4. So black's a piece down without too much compensation, but knight takes c7, we have bishop b7. If rook takes b2, we'll just take on d5, no problem. So bishop b7, we have rook b6, f6, bishop d4. White's taking control over the position, knight e6, rook g8, king f2, getting out of the x-ray of the rook, facilitating rook g1 if needed. Rook b to c8, the bishop just drops back, blocking access to c2. So black's counterplay is running out here. Bishop d5, a5, rook c4. We have knight d4 now. Bishop a8, and now queen takes d6. Queen h5, black really hasn't got too much going. Queen f4, rook c to c8. Rook b to e6, getting authority on the e file, and here black actually resigned. If queen f7, we could play rook e7, and here queen g3 defends g2 but also attacking, so we can start an attack on the g file, in fact rook g1, and this would be quite vicious. How is black defending g7? Say rook takes, b takes, check, rook e2. We've just got a formidable position, material up. So yes, a great positional gambit from the Scotch game. So the first gambit is understood as being very good now, you know, with modern analysis, that black shouldn't take on e4, key move knight d2. This is well known. So black's have in a problem here in this line. Just to recap, we get the dark square bishop, we take on g7. And the other fascinating line, queen g6, we have this move bishop h5, which is like spring loaded here after knight d to f3, hitting e5, hitting c5, and yeah, whatever black does, it's uncomfortable here. So if bishop takes, we've got great options here. Like knight takes e5, we've got fantastic options. So if knight takes here, we're on f7, we're still on c5. That gambit is understood, but it's this one that was novel after castling d6 to play f4 here. This was novel. It worked like a treat. The issue with it is there's an antidote that's been found, but at the time it was a surprise weapon. But I guess most of our opponents might not be aware of this at all, this line at all, this gambit. So it is like a dangerous weapon you could use perhaps at faster time controls. But even if they, if they know it, there's still a game after, if they know a way to stop white's space advantage. Okay, great stuff. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this free sample lecture. It's from one of my courses. You can check out my courses at Kingscrusher.tv. So you get these coupon codes which will give you great discounts. I have over 50 courses now, been working on them for the last few years. All sorts of chess topics, chess skill topics like tactics, calculation, visualization. And you can see my previous bestsellers highlighted. So I do hope you check out this Kingscrusher TV page. It does help support the channel and encourage me to share with you more free samples. So comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. And if you really, if you want to know the specific course the lecture was about, please do leave a comment in the video, and that will prompt me for a pinned comment, etc., just to clarify for this particular video which course it was from. Okay, thanks very much.